equitable title. So equitable title is a little different than title as we have talked about it so far. So in the previous chapters, in 6 and 7, we talked about transfer of title, and in chapter 7 we talked about title records and chain of title and all that stuff, and certificate of title and all that. Remember that? Equitable title is really not any of that. It's similar, but just eliminate even the similarity. What equitable title recognizes is that once a buyer has made an offer on this home, they have an interest in this home. Now, that's where it's similar to the title that we've talked about. The title in the previous chapters showed that I do have some ownership here. And that's where this is not that. Equitable title is not interest. The concept is that when the buyer made their offer, they saw this home. They saw its condition. They saw all the things about it. And they said, based upon all that, here is my offer. I'm going to work toward buying this from you, but it's going to take me 30 days, let's say, to go through all that. I got to get a mortgage and appraisal and all that stuff. Equitable title recognizes that the seller has the obligation to deliver this property in the condition, if not better, than when that buyer made the offer. So the seller needs to still cut the grass, keep up the utilities. If the water heater breaks, they have to replace it, all that stuff, because the buyer has an interest in this home. Not an ownership interest like title would normally show you. It's not ownership, it's just that this buyer is buying this home and they expect it to be delivered in a certain condition. That there aren't damages, that there aren't things missing, that there are things that are issues with this property. So that's what equitable title is. It's a concept. It's not an actual document. It's not a piece of paper or anything like that. Just I am in contract with you I'm the buyer, you're the seller. I'm the buyer, I'm under contract with you. I want that home as I saw it. So seller, take care of it. This will be my home in 30 days. And I want it in the same condition, if not better, when I made my offer. So that's what equitable title would recognize. It's not ownership, but it does recognize the buyer's concerns and rights to that property. At the bottom of the contract, they include the phrase liquidated damages. Liquidated damages, there's a lot in here, but there's not a lot for me that you'll be tested on. It's a concept that I just want to make sure you're clear on. What liquidated damages is a predetermined expense that is agreed upon between parties in the case of a breach. So there's all kinds of reasons that a breach occurs. You know, I made a promise to do this, you made a promise to do that, and I don't do that promise, or you don't do that promise. So there's sometimes a remedy for that. I can sue you or whatever, or we can predetermine that if you don't do that thing, I get this. That's what a liquidated damage is. It's a predetermined fine or fee or cost. That you don't do that promise, I get this thing. I get this dollar amount. I get whatever we've set. So it helps to avoid court. Because most of the time, we haven't set what the loss is. I'm just going to sue you, and maybe hopefully a judge will agree with me and they'll award me some damages, which I can collect that too. But there are some things that we can just establish up front. Great example of this, where we use this most of the time, is you promised to deliver the property to me. I'm the buyer, you're the seller. In our contract, I said you delivered the property to me on June 27th, 2019 at 5 o'clock. You promised me that. You signed the agreement. You agreed to that. You agreed to the date and the time and all that. In that contract too, we said if you don't do that, I get $100 per day. Every day that you don't give me that property, I get $100. So you were supposed to give it to me today at 6 o'clock. You didn't give it to me today. You didn't give it to me tomorrow. You gave it to me that second day. So guess what? You owe me $200. I don't have to fight you for it. I mean, I still might have to, but a judge is going to give it to me. Because you were supposed to give it to me today, you didn't. We established what the penalty was. It's $100 per day. So give me $100 for the 2 days, or for each of the 2 days that you didn't give me possession, give me $200. So that's where we see that most commonly. But there are other things that we can use it for too. But a liquidated damage is a preset. You didn't do this thing, so here's what I get as a result.